Let's bring in our first guest. Scott Bauer joins us this afternoon, the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy, for a look at a few stocks he's got his eye on. Scott, welcome. I want to talk jobs and, well, get into a couple of the stocks that you wanted to bring to our attention. Let's talk first and foremost what to be looking for into the non-farm payrolls report. You've got the wage component as well. A lot of people are talking about how employers have had to provide that extra incentive to get workers back in.
No doubt about it. And we've had back-to-back disappointing results, the last couple of months. And tomorrow may be one that is just scrutinized even closer than the latest ones because of the Jackson Hole, meeting with the Fed coming up in a few weeks. So I think a lot of people are going to be looking at that and say, man, the Fed is really going to take tomorrow's report and that's what they're going to base their decision on. Now, I don't believe that. I think that the Fed already has, in mind what they're going to do, regardless of what tomorrow's report is, unless this is a massively blowout one way or the other. But we have seen the last two reports be pretty disappointing. So what are we looking for? 870,000 jobs. But as you mentioned, what about wages? Average hourly earnings are expected to rise about 0.3%. And you and I, we've seen it everywhere, right? Shortage of workers. And yes, employers are really having to dig into their pockets just to hire people.
Okay, we'll see if we get any closer to substantial further progress. Certainly this number is going to be very closely watched, and it will provide some more information. And as you mentioned, a lot of lead up into the September Jackson Hole and ultimately the Fed meeting as a result of some of the focus recently on inflation and jobs, obviously. Let's talk about a couple stocks on the move. We've got Datadog, ticker symbol DOG. This one's up 17%, Scott, today after, shares are trading higher. They reported better than expected second quarter EPS and sales results. They also issued third quarter, fiscal 2021 and third quarter EPS and sales guidance. That came in above estimates. You can see why investors are getting excited here. You can see EPS at 9 cents a share above the 3 cents expected, 233.55 million, well above the 212.09 they were looking for revenue.
And boy, did this thing break out.
Sure did.
From a technical standpoint, it was at a triple top. I love triple tops. A lot of people look at that and say, oh, that's really bearish. I love when a stock gets to a triple top because then if you do get that breakout, it is usually, really big. And that's what happened. And if you look at the reaction in the option market today, massive call volume today. Many, about 80% of the call volume, Ben, are options that expire at the end of the day tomorrow. So investors still looking for further rally to the upside between now and the end of the day tomorrow.
Scott, what do you look for when you see a breakout like this? I see the triple top here, and again, this is convincing for the bulls, but they want to see some follow-through at this point. Obviously encouraging to see that they have yet to really give back most of this rally. It looks like 135.38, currently trading 134.56, but what should we be looking for tomorrow in terms of price activity to really solidify this confidence, this vote of confidence from investors today?
I'd love to see high volume in a very tight range tomorrow.
Okay.
That would be very confident for a sustained move to the upside. We don't want to see a big pullback. I actually don't even want to see another big rally tomorrow. I think for ongoing here, you'd like to see some consolidation on big volume.
Okay, I like that. We were actually talking about that a little bit earlier on in the show in terms of, let's just take a look at the 5-minute time frame on Datadog because that's kind of what we're seeing here right now is that rally up, that tight consolidation. I've been calling acceptance of the new upper levels and, we'll continue to see or watch this one to see if they can hold the new highs. Let's talk about what's going on with Albemarle, ticker symbol ALB, and what are you watching there, Scott?
This was a really impressive move. We broke out finally from those January highs of 6-7 months ago and about 20% higher here. They raised their guidance. Stock is up over 120% just over the last year. Really impressive. But I think moving forward, even though they raised their guidance, there's some concern about not the demand for their product, but their costs, rising costs and how they're going to manage that one. So great move here. Again, we're kind of in uncharted territory, no man's land here. I'd be a little cautious.
All right, earnings per share, it looks like 89 cents, well above estimates. Does look like revenue missed a bit there. Scott, earlier we talked, early in the week, I should say, I think it was yesterday actually, we previewed Yeti and we were looking at getting into some of the earnings. Talk to me in terms of what's playing out there, because when I look at ticker symbol YETI, it looks like some optimism, some encouraging or some positive sentiment tied to the results all the way up to 103.87. They're currently trading up on the day by 4%. What'd you see?
I mean, this is a really impressive move off of the 50-day moving average, which it just hit a couple weeks ago. And that 50-day moving average had been massive support. Like I said, 2 weeks ago, it was right there, and it's up 15% since. They raised their guidance, which to me is a surprise, because this is a company that truly benefited from the pandemic. A lot of people buying their products because they're staying at home. They're going out, doing activities on their own where they need some of those products. So a little surprising to me that they raised their guidance. I would not have expected that at all. Again, I'm not pessimistic on the stock. I'd actually like to see a little bit of a pullback here. This move to me was, maybe a little overdone. I'd like to see a little bit of pullback before I get in.
Okay, I just want to pull this 50-day moving average up, and the, nice move we've seen here. They recently broke out up and through the $95 level and really are adding to the gains there. Sustainability, obviously, as you did mention, becomes a bit of a question here at this point, and certainly this company has a very, close following. It reminds me almost of the Tesla following, and they really hold on to this one tightly. Scott, appreciate you joining us here. It's a great breakdown in terms of a couple names.
Thank you, Ben.
To keep an eye on today, tomorrow, into the end of the week, and next week, and also a good look in terms of what to expect tomorrow as far as the jobs report. Scott Bauer, the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy, joining us this afternoon. We're going to